Everyone who stayed in room 306 checked out. But something else stayed behind. Tonight, I'll show you what lies inside the mirror. The room that watches back. No one talked about the Ashbury Hotel anymore. Not because it was abandoned, no, it was very much open. Lights glowed in its windows every night. Cars parked outside. Guests checked in and checked out. But those who stayed there never stayed long. And those who stayed in room 306 never stayed twice. The hotel stood on the edge of a forgotten highway, where GPS signals flickered and phone batteries drained faster than they should. Built in 1948, the Ashbury had once been a symbol of luxury. Now, it smelled of old wood, damp carpets, and something faintly metallic like rust mixed with rain. Evan Carter arrived just after midnight. His car broke down without warning. The engine died, the headlights flickered once, and then darkness swallowed the road. No signal. No passing vehicles. Only fog, thick, unmoving, unnatural. The Ashbury Hotel appeared through the fog like a memory forcing itself back into existence. Evan didn't want to go in. But the cold was getting worse, and the silence outside felt heavier than the dark inside. He grabbed his bag and stepped through the revolving door. The lobby was empty. A chandelier hummed softly above, its light dimmer than it should have been. The front desk bell sat untouched, coated in dust. Then someone cleared their throat. Evan flinched. Behind the desk stood a woman in a gray uniform. He hadn't seen her approach. Her smile was polite but tired, as if she had been wearing it for decades. Checking in, she asked. Yes, Evan said. Just for the night. She nodded, typing slowly on an old computer. The keys made loud, deliberate clicks. Room 306, she said, sliding a brass key across the desk. Evan hesitated. Is there any other room? Her fingers froze. After a pause too long to be natural, she smiled again. All other rooms are occupied. A lie. Evan felt it. Still, do not cover the mirror, she said. And if you hear breathing that isn't yours, do not answer it. Evan laughed nervously. Right. Hotel humor? She didn't respond. The hallway on the third floor was colder than the lobby. The lights flickered in slow rhythm, as if breathing. Carpet muffled his footsteps too well. Room 306 waited at the end of the hall. The door was already slightly open. Evan pushed it wider. The room looked normal, too normal. Bed neatly made. Curtains drawn. A desk by the window. A large mirror mounted directly opposite the bed. His reflection stared back. A second too late. Evan frowned. He moved his hand. The reflection followed, delayed, just slightly. Must be the lighting, he muttered. He dropped his bag and sat on the bed. The mattress dipped deeper than expected, like something beneath it shifted away from him. That was when he heard it. Breathing. Soft. Slow. Not coming from his chest. Evan held his breath. The breathing continued. From the mirror. He stood up, heart pounding. His reflection was still there, but now it wasn't matching him at all. It stood straighter. Smiling faintly. Okay, Evan whispered. Not funny. The reflection raised its hand. Evan didn't. He stumbled back, crashing into the desk. The lamp flickered. The breathing grew louder. Then the reflection spoke. You noticed this time. The voice was Evan's, but wrong. Too deep. Too calm. What do you want? Evan shouted. To be seen, the reflection replied. And to leave. The lights went out. In the darkness, Evan felt fingers brush his shoulder from behind. He spun around. No one there. The lights flickered back on. The mirror was empty. Evan didn't sleep. He sat in the chair all night, eyes fixed on the mirror, waiting for his reflection to return. At exactly 3:17 a.m., the breathing stopped. At 6 a.m., the alarm on his phone rang, despite being completely dead the night before. He grabbed his things and ran. At the front desk, the woman waited. You stayed, she said. Softly. What is that room? Evan demanded. What the hell is in that mirror? She sighed. Room 306 was never a room, she said. It was a holding place. For what? For reflections that learned too much. She explained. In 1952, a man named Harold Ashbury, the hotel's owner, became obsessed with mirrors. He believed reflections were not copies, but observers. Witnesses. That every mirror held a version of us that remembered things we forgot. He built room 306 as an experiment. A room where the mirror faced the bed directly. Where guests slept, dreamed, and stared into it for hours. People began disappearing. Not physically. Something worse. They checked out, but they weren't the same. Their reflections stayed behind. Now, the reflections wait. They learn. They copy. And when someone notices the delay, the breathing, the difference. They try to trade places, the woman finished. Evan's blood ran cold. Did it succeed? He asked. She looked at him carefully. You're asking, she said, which side walked out? Evan laughed weakly. I'm me. She rang the bell once. The sound echoed too long. Are you? She asked. Evan looked down. His hands trembled, but not from fear. From hunger. A deep, aching hunger to be looked at. To be reflected. To be remembered. He turned toward the lobby mirror. And smiled. Epilogue. That night, a new guest checked into the Ashbury Hotel. The front desk clerk handed him a brass key. Room 306, she said. As he walked away, she added softly. Do not cover the mirror. Behind the glass of the lobby mirror. Evan Carter watched. Breathing slowly. Waiting. Part 2: The call that was never missed. At 3:33 a.m., every phone in the apartment rang. Same number. Same ringtone. No caller ID. Only one message appeared on the screen. Stop breathing. Liam lived alone on the 7th floor of a silent building scheduled for demolition. The walls were thin, the lights flickered, and the elevator never stopped on the 6th floor even if you pressed the button. People said someone died there. People said many things. Liam ignored them. Until the calls started. The first night, his phone rang once. He declined it. Immediately, a voicemail appeared, though he never missed the call. He played it. All he heard was breathing. Slow. Wet. Too close. Behind it, a whisper. I can hear you doing it. The second night, the call came at exactly 3:33 a.m. This time, Liam answered. Silence. Then his own voice spoke. Don't turn around. His phone vibrated again. Incoming call, you. The room felt smaller. The air grew thick. Liam noticed something terrifying. His reflection in the TV screen was still smiling. He wasn't Dot on the third night. The building went completely dark. No power. No signal. Yet the phone rang. The screen cracked as the message typed itself. "I'm inside your lungs." Liam tried to scream. Nothing came out. Because the breathing he heard now wasn't his. Neighbors later reported hearing a phone ring nonstop in an empty apartment. Police found no body. Just a phone on the floor. Still connected. Still breathing. At 3:33 a.m., your phone vibrates. No missed calls. No notifications. Just one new voicemail. You didn't record it. But it's already playing. Part 3. You answered. Now breathe. The voicemail never ended. Liam threw the phone across the room, but the breathing followed him. Not from the speaker. From inside his chest. At 3:34 a.m., his lungs burned. Every breath felt delayed, like the air had to ask permission before entering. The walls began to pulse, slowly expanding and shrinking, matching a rhythm that wasn't his own. His phone vibrated again. Cracked screen. No battery. Still ringing. Incoming call, me. He answered without touching it. The voice whispered, calm and satisfied. "Thank you for holding your breath. I needed the space." Liam collapsed to his knees. His shadow on the wall moved a second too late. When he raised his hand, the shadow stayed still. Then it waved back. Memories flooded his mind, moments he never lived. Standing in this same apartment. Choking. Calling for help. Dialing his own number. Over and over. The truth hit him. He wasn't the first Liam. The voice returned, clearer now. This building keeps what fails to leave. The air grew colder. His reflection appeared on the dark window, not panicked, not afraid. Relieved. "I can breathe now," the reflection said. Morning sunlight reached the apartment. Neighbors saw Liam walk out calmly, phone in hand, breathing normally. Too normally. That night, a new tenant moved into apartment 707. At 3:33 a.m., their phone rang. Same ringtone. Same number. But this time, the voicemail wasn't breathing. It was a voice smiling into the mic. "Don't worry. I'll breathe for you." Part 3. Someone is using your air. At 3:33 a.m., the new tenant woke up gasping. Not because they couldn't breathe, but because someone else was breathing first. The apartment felt occupied. Not by furniture. By presence. The air was warm, recycled, already used. Their phone lit up on the bedside table. No incoming call. No notification. Just a live audio waveform moving on its own. Breathing played through the speaker. Calm. Steady. Practiced. A message typed itself. Please inhale after the tone. There was no tone. The breathing didn't stop. They ran to the bathroom mirror. Their reflection was delayed. 2 seconds late. Then it spoke, without moving its lips. "You're borrowing this body. I paid for it." Memories they didn't own flooded in. A man named Liam. A phone call. A building that never lets go. They remembered dying. They remembered dialing their own number while choking. They remembered succeeding. The truth was worse than possession. The call didn't kill people. It replaced them. one breath at a time. At 3:34 a.m., the tenant felt lighter. Too light. Their chest moved, but no air entered. The breathing sound now came from the hallway. Then the walls. Then everywhere. The reflection smiled wider. "Thank you for waiting," it said. "Checkout is complete." Morning came. Neighbors waved as the tenant left the building, phone in hand, breathing perfectly. Inside apartment 707, the mirror fogged once more. New words appeared. Next call connecting. Somewhere tonight. At 3:33 a.m. Your phone will vibrate. You won't see a call. But you'll notice something strange. Your breathing sounds slightly out of sync. Part 4, The Room That Knows Your Name. Ethan didn't remember falling asleep. But he woke up standing, barefoot, in the middle of room 417. The clock on the wall ticked softly. 3:17 a.m. The wardrobe door was open. He was sure he'd locked it. He was sure he'd pushed a chair against it. The chair now lay on its side, as if gently moved, not thrown. Inside the wardrobe, there was no darkness. There was depth. It looked deeper than the room itself, stretching far back like a tunnel lined with fabric that breathed slowly in and out. Ethan stepped back. That's when the room whispered. "Ethan." Not from the wardrobe. Not from the walls. From behind his eyes. His head throbbed as memories he didn't recognize flooded in. People entering the room, people screaming without mouths, people pressing their hands against the wardrobe door from the inside. He staggered to the mirror. The reflection smiled before he did. A thin, delayed smile. Too wide. Too knowing. "Don't," Ethan whispered to himself. The reflection leaned closer. "You stayed." Ethan spun around. The room was empty. But the bed sheets were warm. As if someone had just stood up from them. The phone on the nightstand buzzed. No signal. Yet a message appeared. Night 4 rule. If the room says your name, you must answer once. Or it will answer for you. Ethan dropped the phone. "No," he said aloud. "No, no, no." The wardrobe exhaled. A long, wet breath. Something inside shifted, as if turning around. "Ethan." The name came again, closer this time. Right at his ear. His mouth opened before his brain could stop it. "Yes?" The room went silent. Too silent. The mirror reflection straightened. Its eyes blinked. Once. Twice. Then it stepped out of the mirror. The glass rippled like water as the thing emerged, identical to Ethan except for the mouth stitched at the corners, trembling to stay closed. It raised one finger. "Thank you," it said without moving its lips. "Now I know which one of us stays." The wardrobe slammed shut.